And it's looking even more bare bones than it usually is. Bruins friends, it is time talking out! Because that is a 5-1 victory over the Florida Panthers. It's bringing us up to 1-0 in our second round series against them. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Yeah, it's a bare bones operation right now. I am currently in the middle of my last final, so everything is kind of being torn down here. Yeah. This is my last day. This is my last day of living on campus in college. And one thing that I certainly won't miss is that frickin' commuter rail interrupting me in the middle of my sentence. But yeah, after this episode, everything is going to be filmed in my house. So, drink it in, everybody. God knows I am. Oh man, cannot wait to be out of here. But regardless, Bruins come into this game with a couple question marks. Next, Boqvist injured. We just got that confirmation from Ty Anderson and from 98.5 Sports Hub today. So Boqvist injured. Who do we go to? Patrick Brown of all players. And since he's back in the lineup, it's time for one of my favorite jokes about him. Brown, he sure skates like his pants are filled with brown. So going into this game, I was not confident at all. I was not very confident because our fourth line center is out, and he's being replaced with somebody who is garbage at this game. Like, why not put Lauko back in there? Why not put Lauko back in? Was he so bad in the Leafs series that he's a non-option for this one? And if he's a non-option, what the fuck does that make Patrick Brown? What does that make Brown? Go to Anthony Richard if you have to. Don't go to Patrick Brown. What are you doing, Monty? But that wasn't the only isn't the only question mark of this roster of this lineup, because last night Forbort was also in. Derek Forbort was also in the lineup, and I gotta be honest, I was not very excited about him. He had some decent plays. There was one breakaway. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Sam Reinhart that had this breakaway. And Forbort just perfectly defended it. You got the poke check in, perfect. Nick, I don't think that's indicative of the Forbort that we're gonna get throughout the entire series if we play him. Again, I feel like people put a bit too much focus on that one penalty kill that he had in the Carolina series where he blocked like 8 shots in a row. It was incredible. You're not going to get that every single game with Forbort. He's not that good. But Forbort in for Shattenkirk. But there was another major question mark. That being Brandon Carlo. Brandon Carlo, not a question mark or any sort of injury. Question mark because he's a dad times 2 because he already had a kid. He's not a new dad. He's a returning dad. Welcome to the world, Crew Carlo. That is a fantastic. Can I just say, Brandon Carlo's kids have awesome names. Ren, his daughter is named Ren, W-R-E-N, and his new son is named Crew. That's amazing. That is awesome. Hell yeah, Brandon. But because that happened yesterday morning, it was very much up in the air as to whether or not he was going to be in or not. Oop. I clicked the wrong thing. In fact, according to Connor Ryan of Boston.com, Carlo admitted there was no guarantee that he was going to make it for game 1, saying, yeah, we sped it up as fast as we could. We were flipping around, putting her upside down, whatever we could to get that baby out of there. Man, he's going to be a fantastic dad. By the way, I don't think they actually did that to to his wife. But man, but that sort of humor, he is going. I mean, he already is a great dad, but he's going to be a great dad times 2 now. And what do you get with being a dad? You get dad strengths. And so let's get right into the game. Puck drops, and for the first period, nothing really happens, but it's not as low to the ground as you would think. It's very much. I mean, it is very much seeing which team would blink first, but it's not. But it's not like neither team was trying. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk was still going insane. In Sam Reinhart, obviously, freaking Sasha Barkov was thrown away around, but ultimately nobody scored in the first. But what was encouraging about the Bruins, is that their offense looked capable. Their offense looked really, really strong against this Panthers team. And that's not to say that and that's not really to say that like, oh, the Bruins offense doesn't necessarily always look the Bruins net. That isn't to say that the Bruins offense isn't good. It's that for the last 3 games of the Leafs series, let's be honest, the Bruins offense did not look great. And I'm just very happy that we started this series not having another instance of one shot in the first 20 minutes. One thing that was frustrating though, one thing that was absolutely frustrating though, was the face-offs. Again, the Bruins suck at the face-offs. Either we just completely suck at the face-offs, or other teams have been practicing nothing but face-offs over the past few weeks, because we lost almost 60% of them, and having that much of and having like a 40% in success rate in just simple possession of the puck, it's not great. That's not a great way to start a series. And it's kind of what made me lose faith in the Bruins in games 5 and 6. It wasn't just the offense going flat; it's that we couldn't even possess the puck in the first place. But what shouldn't be ignored? Jeremy Bulldog Swayman going absolutely ham. There was a part of me that was a little bit concerned with how much attention Swayman was getting. Panthers got 39 shots on him. Most amount of shots that Swayman has faced in the game this playoffs, and the first time that he's faced 35 or more in a game since game one of the Toronto series. That's a little bit concerning. But I think we all know that Swayman loves this attention. I think we know that Swayman loves this sport. They don't call him Bulldog for nothing. Because once he gets going, he gets going. Now the second period starts, and Monty, you called out Pastrnak for playing badly in the Toronto series, and I respect that. I respect the hell out of that because ultimately Pastrnak wasn't playing up to snuff, and that kind of was the kick in the ass that he needed. One question though: where's the scrutiny for this guy? I'm going to be honest, this is probably the worst postseason I've ever seen Charlie McAvoy have. He has played terribly. And this Matthew Tkachuk goal is just the pinnacle of it. Dude basically just sees Sasha Barkov screaming into the offensive zone and said, "Oh, here you go. Here, have the puck. No, we don't need it. And what do you think Barkov's gonna do? He's gonna give it to Tkachuk, and Tkachuk is gonna fucking score. 1-0 Panthers. And this is where we're all like, great. This is, great. It really doesn't help that ESPN would not shut up about last year, which, to be fair, nobody is. Not a single person is going to stop talking about last year. In a rematch series, nobody is going to stop talking about last year. But something that I think will make them shut up a little bit. Bobrovsky got schooled. And I don't even... And I'm going to be real. Bobrovsky, honestly, in this game, wasn't bad himself. He was also making insane saves. There was one where he looked like he was tap dancing, like he was at river dance practice. I don't think Bobrovsky's a bad goalie. I don't even think that he's really having a bad postseason. I mean, clamping down on a Tampa team that good. I know that Tampa team after everything had just the entire grocery list of players who were injured. To which I say, thank God you didn't pull that cap shenanigans like you did in 2021. But Bobrovsky, I usually associate with being a good goalie. Last night though, bad. Dude allows like 3 goals on 4. I think it was even 4 goals on 5 shots. And look, every single one of the Bruins scored was a freaking snipe. There was the geeky one that actually no, the geeky one wasn't really that much of a snipe because it was Pasta putting it on and Zacha being there for the rebound just enough to disorient stumble and disorient and Bobrovsky just enough to where Geeky would be able to pick it up and score, and it wouldn't be goaltender interference. Also, let's be real, Bobrovsky was out of his crease there. But there was also the Carlo goal, which was an absolute piss missile, and Justin Brageau even getting on the board. At the start when he was back in at the start near like the end of the Toronto series, I was a little bit concerned, but I mean he's proven me wrong there, and I'm happy about that. But the Mason Lohrei goal, I want to highlight the Mason Lohrei goal because it is a work of beauty. Like this right here, perfection. And you see, who's that on the back? Who's that on the back post? It was David Pastrnak, and you can see Bobrovsky, cheating a little bit to his left there, to try and also cut off the pass just a little bit, because the way that Lohrei is oriented, it looks like he's going for that pass. Yes, but he also sees that this is probably gonna get picked off, and so he picks the top left corner with just a tiny bit of what is it? There's just a tiny bit of space there, just like a puck-sized hole right there. And it's made a bit better by the fact that Bobrovsky even drops his head a little bit for as this goes. It is a work of art. It is a work of art. That sort of rink vision, and that ability to see like what is the goalie going to do? What are my options? Everything like that. Amazing. Incredible. And I am so happy that Lohrei has stepped up. I think honestly the extra time in the AHL served him fantastically, and I'm so and I think that he's going to be a really big contributor for this team and going forward. But can't ever be too happy. Can't ever be too happy because the penalties. one in particular. Too many men on the ice again. This is like the 5th time in this postseason that you've taken a too many men on the ice penalty. It wasn't cute the first time you did it, and it's just infuriating, and it's just been even more infuriating every time afterwards. And it's because no matter what, you can be winning by 7. You can be winning by 7 or 8 goals. The moment that you take a too many men on the ice penalty, it shows that you're undisciplined. It shows that your team is not on the same page. It shows that you can't. It shows that you aren't all together. That there are cracks in this team. That there are cracks in this team that can be exploited. And thankfully, the Bruins penalty kill held firm in this game. Bruins penalty kill held firm. Panthers pulled Bobrovsky with like 5 minutes left in the game, down 3, and what do you know? Jake DeBrusk just poke checks it into the. Just poke checks it in. Honestly, one of these days, I want to see someone do, reverse their stick, get on their stomach and corner pocket that shit. But I think we all know that. I think we all know that if somebody does that, that is going to be a Morgan Riley situation all over again of just a celebration that's just not going to be taken lightly. But honestly, the biggest thing for me that is kind of sticking with me now that I'm remembering stuff because honestly last night was also kind of a weird reason why today's episode is coming out at like 6:30 is because I had to help out a friend. Through some stuff. One thing that's really sticking with me is a stat that ESPN brought up that David Pastrnak has not scored a power play goal in like 41 games, and that is. I hate that. You should hate that. David Pastrnak should hate that. I know that our power play was insane against the Leafs last series. But you should also remember that our power play was only really insane against the Leafs for the first 4 games. Through the first 4 games, we were the Leafs and Bruins were even in penalties at 15 and 16. The Leafs were 1 for 16 on power play, and the Bruins were 6 for 15. It was insane. The Bruins were insane on the power play. But as the series dragged on, and our power play was more and more ineffective, and it looked like it was in mid-season form again. Fantastic. I love that. But even if there's a part of me that wants to shut out that fact. Even if our power play is kind of struggling, and David Pastrnak particularly is kind of is not good on it. I think that the big thing here is 5-on-5 scoring. Let's be real. Refs suck. The refs suck. They sucked. They really, really sucked in this game. I think there was a shot from McAvoy that almost went in. And that pinged right off the post. But DeBrusk was getting cross-checked into the. DeBrusk was getting cross-checked right into the Bobrovsky, and pretty much everybody was saying that if that puck had gone in, it would have been called back for goaltender interference. And honestly, the most frustrating part about that whole thing was that wasn't the fact that we didn't get a power play for that cross check. It was that it's probably true. The fact that we probably would have had that goal called back. I mean, we still would have won, but let's be real. Well, let's be real. Goals getting called back can take the wind out of anybody's sails. But going forward, this is a good start. Don't let them phase you. Do not let them phase you, because even though last series is averaged 100 hits per night, like that much, like everybody took their lumps in that Boston-Toronto series. Is this one? It's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be a lot more vicious. And it's not just, especially because Florida might be getting Sam Bennett back, I think. But they're not the only guy who's getting someone back. Andrew Peak might be coming back during this series, and I would love to see that. There's also speculation that Matt Patra might be coming back, and while that would be cool, I do not want Matt Patra coming back. I do not want Matt Patra coming back onto the ice during for the rest of these playoffs. And it's not because I don't like Matt Patra. I love Matt Patra. Matt Patra is fantastic, and I think he has an amazing future with us. If you keep him healthy. That is the key. If you keep him healthy. I can't. Here's the thing. I can't look at Fabian Lysell getting his bell rung. Getting his bell rung to hell and back for the second year in a row, the second playoffs in a row, in which Lysell has taken a massive hit to the head, and it's taken him out of likely the rest of the playoffs. I can't look at that happen and in good conscience say, let's throw Patra back in. And I can't look at a guy like Josh Norris, who a couple of years ago scored 35 goals, which is no easy task. I mean, man, Pastrnak was the only guy on our roster to score 35 goals this season, and like that's his job. He's supposed to score goals. But regardless, Josh Norris scored 35 goals a couple of years ago. And ever since he's just been racked with injury because Ottawa keeps trotting him out to fight in useless battles, and I really think that Travis Green is going to serve them well there. Point is, this is going to be a rough game. This is going to be a rough series. Take your wins where you can get them, and don't let them phase you. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much. Honestly, I started this series is in a dorm room about that away back in October of 2021. It is now March of 2024. That has been it's been 2.5 years since I started this. 2.5 years. You guys have seen me start. You guys have seen me do a lot. You guys saw me start. You guys saw me go through a bunch of different room changes. You guys saw me in a completely different building all the way over there. You guys have seen me through a lot, and honestly, I'm very, very happy to be out of here, and I am very, very happy that I started this series. And honestly, also, one last thing. Thank you so much for getting my hype video up to 500 views. That is insane. That is amazing for someone like me. Thank you so much for all the support that you've given me over the past 2.5 years, and thank you so much for blasting that hype video over and over again. I know I left a comment on it myself saying that like I've been watching that hype video over and over again just because of how proud I am of it. And honestly, I am. Yeah. I mean the hype video that I made for the start of the season, which was supposed to be for the playoffs last year. That didn't really get too much traction. This one, this has been amazing. I might re-up it just a little. I might do a little bit of a revision, and once I get back home, do a little bit of a during like the guitar solo portion of Time to Go. I might replace it with other highlights from round one. But man, thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see. And I cannot wait for the future. For now, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys back home. Take care.